Hello everyone and welcome to the second edition of the Maxxion knowledge series. We would like to just, before we go ahead, we would like to throw light on what we discussed last time. Basically, the whole focus of this lecture series is to see how we can take a few baby steps in reducing the vehicular pollution that is threatening our very existence. So now you will all feel that what I'm having a small person, I'm having one two-wheeler or one four-wheeler or a couple of two-wheelers. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce, make a difference on the planet. Now, the issue is there is 1 in 2 million. So if all of us do something, I'm sure a big change will happen, not a small change. I can just give a small example. In the 1965 war, when there was a problem of rations for our army, and people were, there was a threat that our army will starve on the borders. So Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, who was the Prime Minister, he just made a request to the nation that all of us forego one meal in 1 week. That's all. Let us all forego one meal in 1 week and we will have enough rations for everybody. It was done, and believe me, a lot of ration was saved for the army and so that they could go and find a war. So go and fight the war. So that's what happens if all of us decide to take a few baby steps together. I hope you're all in this with me. So let us just throw some light on what we discussed last time. Last time we discussed the cause of vehicular pollution, how the IC engine works and the spark is created, and whatever is not due to combustion, not combusted effluents are there, they create the pollution. Why the pollution happens, the reason for these things, there are 6 factors. Engine design, engine condition, fuel use, type, oil, air filters and condition of roads. Now we have discussed that point number 1, point number 6 is left to the government totally and the automobile companies, and point number 3 is what we can look at, and the remaining things. So now what we can do is, today our main focus will be on point number 2, which is engine condition. So how you can maintain an engine condition, whichever your vehicle it is, whether it is new or old, how to maintain the condition of the engine to reduce the pollution. So I think we will just, for the time being, remove whatever else is there on the board so that we can have a focus. Now engine condition. When I say that, it doesn't require some very high technology and knowledge and vehicle knowledge, automobile knowledge to know. It can just be found out by just a few factors. Is that you just compare your firing with the firing of a new car. Suppose you have a new Maruti Alto, you have an old Maruti Alto and you have a new one. You just crank the engine and you see how the firing comes. You will just by a visual inspection, you will know that how much noise is making, how much vibrations are there. From outside you know the noise. So all these things happen when the engine becomes old. Now why it happens when the engine becomes old? Obviously you will say, yes, obviously wear and tear. What is the wear and tear in the engine? Now what happens is that because of the engine used for long periods of time, a lot of these effluents or this fuel, they create deposits along the piston and along the cylinder. Now once the deposits are created, the surface temperature becomes uneven and heat generation happens. Also there is a lot of abrasion, due to which there are micro scratches on the surface of the piston and the surface of the cylinder. Now once that happens, obviously the whole engine becomes inefficient, and that increases the pollution, and also because of the load it increases the vibrations and the firing. You can see the silencer, there is more smoke coming out than a new engine. Now what do we do? The good news is we can do a lot. I will not say that if you have a BS5 compliant engine, you can improve the effluent to BS6. It's not possible. As we discussed, engine design is not in our hand. What is in our hand is that if your engine is damaged, the piston and cylinder has been damaged due to long wear and tear, we can still, I can still recover it to a certain level. We can reduce the pollution. And the good news here is that if you can do that, if you can reduce the pollution, you are saving your own money. One is that your vehicle becomes more fuel efficient. in which you are basically you save your fuel costs, which are now going through the roof. Somebody told me that the fuel costs in India are among the costliest in the world, whatever. So that will leave a bit of make your wallet a bit this thing heavier. And secondly, of course, it's a win-win situation. You will be also contributing to the environment, green environment. Now, how can this be done? Now, just basically there are three causes why the engine condition becomes bad. One is the tire condition. You are running with a car with bad tires, and obviously the treading is gone. Then the road grip creates more friction. So if there is more friction, there is no load on the engine. That increases the heat on the engine, and definitely that deteriorates the condition. So check your tires regularly. 20,000 kilometers, 25,000, 30,000 kilometers. Tires go up to 40,000 kilometers if it's driven in good road conditions. Beyond that, I suggest they should be changed 2 by 2 so that in your long run your engine life increases and the vehicle life increases. The type of fuel used, this is again an important factor. Be very careful if you're, of course, if you're traveling outstation or an expedition or you're on a big motorcade, you cannot control that. But normally when you're in the cities, you make sure that you fill the most unadulterated, unleaded petrol or fuel or diesel, whatever it is, so that you can have the most efficient fuel compatible to your engine and reduce the losses. And lastly is the engine oil, condition of the engine oil. Now, as we discussed last time, that engine oil is something which is given the due importance for some reason. Most of the people I know just leave the car in the garage after a few kilometers and say that my garage fellow will fill oil. Most of us don't have the wildest idea what oil is put in, what is the grade, what is the brand. We know nothing about it. Now, that is something which I feel that all of us need to change. Considering the make of your car or your vehicle, two-wheeler, you can go online or see the manual, which is the type of oil that is used, which is best recommended for that particular vehicle. You can either buy it online or in a shop, or you can ask the garage person to tell you that to advise him which oil to use, so that the oil, the right type of oil is used. Now, the further thing to that is that even if you use the right type of oil, it will at least assure that your vehicle will run, the engine will not seize, or it will not create heavy pollution or heavy damage to the engine. That is one side of it. But the other side of it is that if you give little more attention to this, you will find that your vehicle an old vehicle can run as good as new if you give it slightly more attention to the type of oil is used. But within the specified grade, there are different qualities which can enhance the performance of the engine. So that is what, in short, I wanted to preach upon. Now, in the next topic, we will take upon the engine oil issue in much more detail, so that I can throw light on some certain factors which you can use to drastically reduce your fuel cost as well as improve your engine quality. Thank you. If you like this video, please share it, and looking forward to joining you next time.